welcome back to the channel. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. Help my channel out. Share this video out and leave a comment, because doing all three of those really helps trigger that almighty YouTube algorithm. So in the last video that I did, I just finished uploading it. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It was the governor of colorful Colorado saying that this isn't happening, this is all just your imagination. Well, here we have a police officer talking about the migrant crisis there and what's going on.
Sanctuary jurisdiction protects criminals and not U.S. citizens. And the real issue here is that there's a huge increase in violence in these areas in Aurora where these newly arrived foreign-born migrants, many of whom are Venezuelan, have started to grow. The Biden-Harris administration is complicit in having allowed our borders just be in chaos. They've allowed this criminal element.
And now police in Aurora are creating a task force to address concerns about the rise of a violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, right there in Colorado. Let's bring in our Aurora City Council member, Danielle Jurinsky. Danielle, thank you. We've been hearing about this for quite some time. Residents have shared their concern. We've heard this coming up at city council meetings there. Aurora said we don't have anything to do with this migrant crisis or trying to help because we just don't have the space. The hospitals were overwhelmed. What is it that you're seeing right now as far as this Venezuelan gang taking over now the migrant centers there?
It's unreal. It's unreal. Residents tell me they feel like they are living in a third world country at this point. They are going block by block. They are going apartment complex by apartment complex. They are taking it over. I think the city doesn't really know how to handle it. So the city is burying certain properties that have been taken over by this Tren de Aragua gang, burying them with code violations and playing it off as,
yeah, we're just going to put code violations in because there's nothing they can do. Because like what the officer said in the first part of this, they're protected. The U.S. citizen, the tax-paying U.S. citizen, they don't care about you.
As if this is just simply code violations. But this gang, they are marking their territory. They are putting up their gang-related graffiti on the blocks, on the areas that they have taken over. And quite frankly, I have heard too many stories from too many property owners, business owners, and residents to think that this is anything other than a complete gang takeover in parts of our city.
Like, what are you hearing from them? So say the business owners, for example, what have they been experiencing?
Break-ins, violence, kicking doors in. I had one property owner tell me that a tenant literally vanished from their property to this day. They don't know what happened to that tenant. His phone was shut off. They had not collected rent. They went, knocked on the door to get into the unit. The Aurora Police Department had to come let them in the unit, and the whole place was filled with guns, money, and giant barrels of gasoline. I am being told that they are running a black market for gasoline. And again, like I said, to this day, they have no idea what happened to that man, to their tenant.
Just reading through what we know about Cookie Monster. I'm sure you've heard about this local gang leader by now. This is according to the reporting in the New York Post. This person has set up operations with the other gang members there in Aurora. This person allegedly took part in a brutal assault at an apartment complex there in Aurora. In March 2024, was arrested and charged with several felony assault charges, but was bailed out of custody and failed to show up in court. July 2024, just a couple months ago, arrested for allegedly carrying out a shooting at the same apartment where the previous assault occurred. One of your biggest points is, and we've heard this from others, is that Denver initially downplayed the concerns about this gang takeover. Where's the city now on this, and what are they doing about it? I mean, we've heard that the Venezuelan gang has green-lighted their members to attack police when confronted.
That's right. And Denver remains silent on the issue. Our governor remains silent on this issue. But the city of Aurora, we are taking a very different approach. We are trying to expose everything that we can. The Aurora Police Department just formed a gang task force. I have heard of this Cookie Monster and that he is the shot caller for this gang in the area. I have visited many of these properties. One time I stepped out of my vehicle and an alert whistle, this is how they're communicating, by whistling. An alert whistle happened and I very quickly had to get back in my car. They have people posted all around different properties, up and down different blocks. They're watching, they're communicating. This is no less than a complete gang takeover. I have heard of this Cookie Monster. I have heard he was arrested, and the fact that he is back out on the streets is an epic failure to the people of Aurora and the entire state of Colorado.
I just want to finish up with this warning from the FBI director, if we still have it, from Director Wray. This was in April of this year, when he was warning about the rise of this Venezuelan gang. Listen.
We have ongoing engagement with intelligence community partners, state and local law enforcement, in some cases foreign partners, looking at whether it's their, drug trafficking, extortion, kidnapping for ransom, different kinds of violent crime, different kinds of trafficking and smuggling, even things like organized retail theft.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, right? And we know that the Lake and Riley murder suspect had ties to a Venezuelan crime gang, assuming this one, and that was a serious threat. And for so long, people think, well, this isn't coming to their backyard, and here Denver and these surrounding areas are dealing with it. Final thought from you.
Yes, and if you think this is easily going to go away when Trump gets reelected, no. The only how this is going away is by brute force. Because that's how this gang works. This is how this gang is taking over this town. By brute force. They're more organized than we are. And the only how we can get rid of them is by brute force. And I know a lot of people, the bleeding heart liberals are like, well, no, they just want a better life. No. And to put it bluntly, we need to start stacking bodies. But we can't do that right now. While this Venezuelan gang appears to be stacking bodies, if you know what I'm saying. And on that note, thanks for watching.